I'd like to introduce our panelists over here on my extreme left, Christopher Moore, and his co-writer on the Griff, Ian Corson, and tell us the genesis of this story.
I had a nightmare about being attacked by a bird of prey. And so I woke up and I went, well, that would be such a cool story. Someone just plucked silently off of the planet by this giant animal, these talons. It was immediately evident to me this wasn't a novel. It couldn't work in the form of a novel because it was so action-oriented and visually oriented.
We structured it as a movie. We wrote it as a screenplay to begin with. That was the whole idea.
I said, nobody will ever make this. And Ian goes, yeah, you're right. And I go, well, then we need to write like a $200 million movie, because if nobody's going to make it, it should be expensive. About the time we were getting ready to do a rewrite on it, Reign of Fire came out. And I thought, there's not enough room in the world for 2 Dragon Destroys the World movies. That's how we ended up doing the Griff and adapting it to
a graphic novel. Chris and I actually spent a good amount of time studying other graphic novel scripts just to sort of get the format down, because it is different than a screenplay. You describe what the panel looks like, how big the panel is, what portion of the page it is. So you're very, very specific, and you are directing the artist on the page.
I think if anything, it was try to put more funny stuff in.
It was kind of a pleasant surprise to go back and laugh out loud at the jokes we'd written.
I love the sound effects too. And when we were doing the script, I would be like sitting in my office going, how do you spell that?
Did you want to talk a little bit about some of the online outreach that will be taking place?
It's going to have a Facebook page and a Twitter feed. We're going to do the web comics, which is that what these are? Yeah. Basically what happened is we got the color art and started to do dialogue that doesn't have anything to do with the story. Because like in the book, the Griff don't talk. It's nothing to do with the story that the actual art is used in, but it was fun.
How was the vibe in there? You think people are excited about the project?
More so than I thought. Yeah, it's so tough to talk about something that nobody's seen and is not available.
I think it's great. It's becoming something. That work that we spent, 10 years ago is sort of paying off.
I guess anything you want to say to your fans or followers out there on the interwebs?
I'm working on it. Shut up.
For those of you attending San Diego Comic-Con, HarperCollins will be having the Griff splash there. Chris will be in attendance. Ian will be there. Hopefully we'll have books to show. Awesomer swag, and lots of stuff.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you all very much. And July 19th,